Yo, what's up guys, it's ApTreX here. In today's video, finally we'll be taking a look at the brand new version of the APS3 Emulator for Android, which was released just today about few hours ago on the APS3 Emulator official GitHub. Now this is the version 1.29 update of the APS3 Emulator released about 11 hours ago, and the last update that we got was 3 weeks ago. So it has some bug fixes, improvements, and we'll be taking a look at its changelog, best settings, setup, and much more, including gameplay as well. So before getting started, if you guys are new here, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on all notifications as I upload similar videos on my channel. Let's jump right into our today's video. So to start off, if you have used the APS3 Emulator previously on your Android device, you can directly update it. You don't need to do a fresh clean addition of this emulator by removing the old version. Let's go to the about section. Afterwards we'll go to the update log section, and here we have the changelog of the APS3 Emulator all the way from June till the August 19th, which was yesterday. So let's take a look at this changelog. We'll simply hold it and tap on translate. So you can see in the version 1.29 of APS3 Emulator, we have detect Vulkan support on device at startup, use high precision timers, as well as synchronize some RPCS3 updates. So basically it has some performance improvements because it has synchronized updates from the RPCS3 Emulator, so bug fixes, better stability I guess, and there is also improvement in the APS3 Emulator itself for better stability. Regardless, if you add this emulator for the first time, you will need to import the PS3 firmware by selecting this option right here, and you will also get the quick start page like this, where you can simply tap on the next button, add your firmware. Afterwards you will need to select the place where you have stored your ISO PS3 games that you have dumped legally on your Android device. You can also select the font as from firmware. You can also select graphics driver. If you are using a Snapdragon processor, you can go with the Mesa Turnip Adreno driver, but anyways we'll just go ahead and tap on the next step without using any graphics driver. Afterwards simply tap on the finish button. Once that has been done, you can simply tap on this button and add the RAP or PKG games, which I have already added. These are mostly demo games. We'll now go to settings. Afterwards we'll go to core settings. Recompiler is selected, as well as CPU thread you can set it as 8, but for today's video we'll set it at 2 because 8 might cause crashing issues in few games. In terms of video settings, resolution is 720 by 480p, renderer is Vulkan as you can see, aspect ratio 16:9, MSA has been disabled, shader precision has been set to low, right color buffers and right depth buffers have been turned off, which you can enable by the way. If we just go and scroll down, stretch to display area has been turned on, and everything else you can keep it as default. Screen resolution decrease setting, which has been blacked out for some reason. I think that's because we have already selected a lesser screen resolution. Anyways, if we just go and scroll down, you can see all of these options have been enabled. And in terms of Vulkan, VRAM allocation is 16 GB because this Android device comes with 16 GB of RAM. Once that has been done, I'll disable this option. In terms of everything else, you can enable the performance overlay to find out how much FPS are you getting while emulating PS3 games on your Android device. You can also go to audio and set the renderer to null to get few more FPS, but that's about it. Those are the best settings for running PS3 games on your Android devices in 2025. With all of that out of the way, let's just go ahead and try out our first game, which is going to be Dragon Ball Raging Blast demo. Let's see how well does this perform. This is an high graphic open world Dragon Ball Z game, so as usual you'll need to wait until the steps for compiling shaders and PPU models are done. So this process will take time depending on your device. Let's say if you have a low-end Android device, it will take around 15 to 20 minutes for this small process to be completed. This is only one time. But if you have an Android device like mine, which is the Realme GT7 Pro with Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, then you don't have to worry about waiting for a long time. Let me skip to the part once the game actually starts. And here we go. Once the loading process is completed, our APS3 emulator has successfully started. So let's press the X button, and here we go. Our game is about to begin. Cryware. So there we go, Dragon Ball Raging Blast has successfully started. So we can start playing this game by tapping the start button. At the top left corner you guys can see the FPS that we are getting along with the graph, and so far this game is running very smoothly, which was pretty unexpected to be honest. I have ran this game on the RPCSX Emulator Android and I always got around 30 to 40 FPS, but it had stuttering issues, whereas here in APS3 Emulator I am not seeing any stuttering issues, which is honestly surprising. In heavy scenarios, intensive scenarios, you can see the FPS has dropped down to almost 20-21, but this is normal. Once again, if you have a high-end Android device, then only try out this PS3 emulator for Android, or else it is possibly a waste of your time. But you can always test and try even if you have low-end Snapdragon processors. APS3 has very low minimum requirements. Anyways, now our game is about to begin. I have pressed the X button. The loading is pretty cool, and here you can see in the 3D world rendering scenarios, we are still getting about 35 FPS, which is pretty impressive. I could say comfortably that if you have a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 processor, you can definitely run these games at the same amount of performance that I am getting because of the custom Mesa Turnip Adreno driver support. Anyways, our game is about to begin. 53 FPS, oh my god, this is very impressive, that too without any stuttering issues. Let's go, our game has begun and you can see how much FPS are we getting, 30, 34. That's pretty impressive, but Piccolo is wiping the floor with me because I can't really press the controls properly, and still you can see. Anyways, what I was saying is 30-34 FPS is actually pretty impressive, and I'm not really familiar with the controls because they are spaced out a bit and they are much more far away than the RPCSX Emulator's control. Anyways, we have successfully awoken. Anyways, you can see all the graphics are being rendered properly. Everything you can see is really amazing. This emulator has gotten very stable and it can easily emulate your favorite AAA titles on your Android device. So yeah guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, turn on all notification as I upload similar videos on my channel. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.